Most people think one of the biggest technology failures in history was the collapse of a once dominant smartphone company because years ago, this company controlled business communication, government devices, and corporate security, while millions of users believed its devices were untouchable in the mobile industry. Then suddenly everything changed because Apple and Android completely destroyed its smartphone dominance. While the company slowly disappeared from headlines, and for many investors, it became the perfect example of how quickly technology giants can collapse when they fail to adapt. And because of that, almost nobody pays attention to this company anymore because most people still assume it is just an outdated phone business that lost the mobile war years ago, while investors moved on to AI, semiconductor stocks, cybersecurity startups, and military technology companies. But what if I told you this company secretly transformed itself behind the scenes into something completely different, because today it is no longer focused on smartphones at all, while instead it is building technology connected to cybersecurity, autonomous systems, artificial intelligence, and secure military-grade communications. Think about where the world is heading right now, because artificial intelligence is rapidly moving beyond chatbots and internet software, while autonomous systems, robotics, self-driving technology, military drones, and AI-powered infrastructure are beginning to transform the physical world. That transformation may require an entirely new layer of software infrastructure because autonomous machines operating in real-world environments need highly secure operating systems capable of functioning safely in real time without failure. And when you start talking about real-world AI systems, security suddenly becomes absolutely critical, because if autonomous systems, controlling vehicles, robots, factories, or military equipment get hacked, disrupted, or compromised, the consequences could become extremely dangerous. This is why cybersecurity is becoming one of the fastest-growing industries in the world, because governments, corporations, military organizations, and critical infrastructure operators are all preparing for a future where digital attacks may become just as dangerous as physical attacks. Future wars may not only be fought with tanks, missiles, and fighter jets anymore, because cyber warfare, electronic warfare, autonomous drones, and AI-driven battlefield systems are rapidly changing modern military strategy. Governments now understand that software itself has become a strategic weapon, because cyberattacks can disable communications, shut down infrastructure, disrupt autonomous systems, and potentially cripple entire operations without firing a single bullet. And as these technologies continue evolving, companies focused on secure communication, embedded software, and cyber-resilient infrastructure may become increasingly valuable, because future autonomous systems will require secure digital foundations operating behind the scenes. Now here is where things start getting very interesting, because there is one hidden technology quietly powering millions of systems around the world, while most ordinary investors have never even heard about it. This technology is a highly secure real-time operating system designed specifically for mission-critical environments, where software failure simply cannot happen, because the systems using it often control autonomous machines, industrial infrastructure, robotics, aerospace technology, and advanced transportation systems. And according to the company, this software is already embedded inside hundreds of millions of vehicles worldwide, while major automotive manufacturers use it for infotainment systems, advanced driver assistance technologies, digital cockpits, and increasingly autonomous vehicle systems. But many investors believe the automotive industry may only be one piece of the bigger opportunity, because the same secure embedded operating systems could eventually become critical for robotics, industrial AI, aerospace infrastructure, and autonomous military systems. And that brings us to the company we are actually talking about today, because the stock behind this entire story is BlackBerry, trading under the ticker symbol NYSE. BB. Yes, the same BlackBerry most people still associate with old smartphones is now heavily focused on cybersecurity, embedded AI, systems, secure communications, and autonomous infrastructure software instead of phones. And the most important part of BlackBerry's business today may actually be something called QNX, because this embedded operating system has become deeply integrated into industries requiring high security, reliability, and real-time performance. QNX is used inside autonomous systems, robotics, industrial automation, medical devices, aerospace technologies, and transportation infrastructure, because many mission-critical systems require software environments designed specifically for safety and cyber resilience. The interesting part is that BlackBerry may already be positioned inside several future growth industries simultaneously, because the company now touches Cybersecurity, autonomous systems, robotics, AI infrastructure, embedded operating systems, and potentially even military technology. Imagine what the world could look like 10 years from now because autonomous delivery systems, self-driving transportation, AI-powered factories, robotics networks, and intelligent infrastructure may become much more common across society. All of those systems may require secure embedded operating systems capable of functioning safely in real time because physical, AI systems controlling machines face much higher risks than ordinary internet software. And if autonomous military technology continues advancing, secure, battlefield communication systems, cyber-resilient infrastructure, and embedded defense software may also become increasingly important for governments around the world. BlackBerry specifically markets parts of its software infrastructure for aerospace defense and mission-critical environments because military systems require secure communication, highly reliable software, and protection against cyber threats, electronic warfare, and system disruptions. Another important part of the company's business is secure communications because BlackBerry historically built strong relationships with governments, enterprise security organizations, and institutions requiring encrypted communication systems. Even after the smartphone collapse, many government organizations continued trusting BlackBerry for cybersecurity and secure communication infrastructure, because reputation and trust matter enormously in industries connected to national security and sensitive communications. And when you combine secure communications, cybersecurity, autonomous systems, embedded operating systems, and AI infrastructure, you begin understanding why some investors believe the market may still be misunderstanding BlackBerry completely. Some bulls argue that Wall Street continues viewing BlackBerry as a failed smartphone company while ignoring the possibility that the company may actually be transforming into a critical infrastructure software provider for the AI and cybersecurity era. Now, obviously, there are still major risks because BlackBerry's turnaround story has taken years, while many investors remain skeptical after the company's historic smartphone collapse, and some people simply do not believe the transformation strategy will succeed. Revenue growth has also been inconsistent while competition remains intense because BlackBerry competes against major cybersecurity companies, enterprise software firms, and technology giants with significantly larger financial resources. But this may also be exactly why speculative investors remain interested, because if the market narrative eventually shifts from old smartphone company to cybersecurity and AI infrastructure provider, the stock could potentially attract much larger attention. Especially if industries connected to cyber warfare, autonomous systems, robotics, and embedded AI infrastructure continue growing because governments, corporations, and military organizations are all investing heavily into secure digital systems. At the end of the day, BlackBerry is no longer betting on smartphones because today the company is betting on cybersecurity, autonomous systems, embedded AI infrastructure, and secure communications, while its entire future now depends on whether those industries become as massive as some investors believe they eventually could. And honestly, that is exactly why some investors continue watching BlackBerry so closely, because while the smartphone empire died years ago, the cyber warfare and autonomous AI infrastructure story may only be getting started.